Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you like my channel and you want to see more watches featured, please feel free to like and subscribe. If you leave a comment, I always try and get back to them. As you can ask any of my subscribers, I normally always get back to the comments ASAP. Now, today we have yet another Sinn, and this has come courtesy of the team over at Francis Gaye. Now, they're a Sinn dealer right in the heart of the Midlands, and basically they've got a really good level of stock, probably more than any other Sinn dealer in the UK. So if you want a Sinn, you can pop in, feel free. If you can't, maybe call Ryan on the phone there, and I dare say he'll sort you out a deal and get a watch out to you. Now, today we have the Sinn 836, and this is quite an unusual one for Sinn. It's just an honest, simple, stunning dial. It's very reminiscent of the 556 RS model with its red second hand, but this I just think is even more elegant than that one. It's almost, again, I've said it before, but this is one of these where less is more kind of scenario. Let me get into the size of this watch first. It's a 43mm case size. It's only 10.5, I think, around about 10.5 millimeters thick, lug to lug of 49 mil, and a bandwidth of 22 mil. And some people might be put off with those sizes, but when I show it on my wrist later, it really does. I think due to how slim the watch is, it just looks great. Really does look good. Now, as we look in on that dial, it's just so clear and concise. I really like that. One of the things I really do like about the dial is the hands. Now, I like the sword style hands, but I like on this, every so often you just get a reflection off those hands in a certain way, and they just really tend to, they really kind of pop off from the dial. I think it looks really, really good. Now, minimal text as you expect on most Sinns. We've got the Sinn logo, Sinn name up at the 12 o'clock, and then automatic, and we have a date window at the 6 o'clock, which keeps this kind of symmetry going with the dial. And you've got very small print at the bottom, made in Germany. Now, it's only a printed dial, but it just looks so well executed. And I say there's plenty of lume on this dial. It's got a little strange kind of like party piece almost, is where you expect to see the lume on the hour markers. The minute track either side of the 12 o'clock is also loomed, which is quite funny really. I haven't seen it on their other models, but it just looks really good at night. So it's just a kind of clear and concise dial as you would come to expect from Sinn. Now, the crystal on this watch is a sapphire. It does have AR coating on both sides, and that's what makes it really easy to see outside. Now, the case on this watch is beautifully kind of satinized brush finish. And what I like is you have the Zug name down there as well, which is the supplier for the cases. And I think it just looks so beautifully done. I love these very kind of slim, elegant lugs they have coming down here. And one of the strange things is, as you look here at the crown, I don't know if I can quite say that, which is a signed screw down crown. Now, it is actually where you're used to seeing, say, the 556. You can see the size difference of these two watches. You have this kind of big beefy crown guards. They do it a little bit more of an elegant way on this. When I unscrew this, as you can see here, it's actually, the crown is recessed slightly into the body of the watch. Now, the steel used on this watch is actually case hardened using Sinn tegmented hardening process. And I can vouch, because I've had many Sinn watches over the last 10 years plus, and their hardening process is rock solid. Don't get me wrong, you can mark it, but you've really got to be trying hard to mark it, because it is actually very, very scratch resistant. So that's one thing I quite like. Now, as we kind of turn this watch round, we do have a solid case back on this. I'm 50-50. I do normally prefer a display case back, but I do know a lot of people who simply don't, which is one of those things. But I love the way it's been domed and you see there it's very, very soft. Very, it comes over lovely. Tell you a bit more about the steel, stainless steel, tag-mounted, water-resistant 100 bar. It's got a very good anti-magnetic rating on this. I think it's 80,000 AM, I think it is, which actually makes it very kind of good when it comes to the old anti-magnetic properties on there. So it just helps with, you shouldn't, it makes it a lot harder to sort of like magnetize the watch, which can happen because there's so many magnetic fields, all around us all the time. Even if you put your your watch too close to your phone or things like that, it can affect the performance of the watch itself. Now, when we come to the actual performance of this watch, this houses the ETA 2892A, which has a power reserve around about 42 hours, a 21 joule movement, real workhorse of a movement. But I put it on the time grapher earlier, and this was, great specs, well within chronometer specs. I think it was around about 1 second or so. So it is actually quite impressive. I say this watch does have plenty of lume as well and does look great. Now, as you can see, this watch here comes on this nice leather band. Now, I prefer these rustic style bands versus the crocodile or the more dressier bands. I think it just suits this watch really well. Let me put it on my wrist so you got an idea. Let's zoom out a little bit so you can see. I'm wearing a Sicker design at the moment. Let me just take this off and put this on. Now, my wrist size is 7¼ you can get this strap in varying lengths as well, so don't be worried if you've got really large wrists or short wrists. You can actually get it in different sizes, and that's it on my, I say, 7¼ wrist. It's actually not too bad at all. It's got a slightly smaller lug to lug than the U1 U2 range, and because it's slim, I think it works really well on there. I quite like it. It's one of those watches where I've seen it in the catalogue many times, and I've never really looked at one properly. And it's only when I actually got my hands on this one and put it on my wrist, I thought it's actually it just looks kind of quite cool. I quite like it. So there you go. That is my little review of the Sinn 836. I like it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. All the best. Bye.